Yeah, good morning everybody and welcome to the BFL Football Show for another week. As always, this show is proudly supported by McDonald's, Ballarat and Ballarat Toyota. And Nunny, welcome aboard to the show for this week, mate.
Thanks for having me again, Brades. Another big week of football and netball action to talk about.
Yeah, there is, mate. We'll get straight into the games from the football, senior football from the weekend. The first game, Darley and Melton South. Darley 11-17-83, defeated Melton South 4-7-31. Really good win there for Darley. They've continued on their pretty good form that they've displayed this season so far. East Point had a really good win over Ballarat. East Point 21-13, 139, defeated a really disappointing Ballarat 12-12-84. North City 10-8-68, defeated Lake Wendouree 4 behinds 4. Sunbury 21-10, 136, defeated Melton 5-5-35. And Redan 11-17-83, defeated Sebastopol 3-1-19. Nunny, just get straight to the first game that I mentioned, Darley and Melton South. Darley's winning streak has continued, and they certainly show they're a genuine chance come September.
Yeah, and look, it's probably means bad things for Melton South as well. They've got a very tough run home, and if they were going to play finals this year, then this was a game that they probably earmarked that they wanted to win. But we're unfortunately unable to get over the line. And look, credit to Darley and their defence, especially keeping Melton South to 4 goals. Didn't kick one after half time, and Matty Sutton only kicked one for the day. So look, they're really starting to get their game going, especially the defensive side of their game, and they're going to be tough come finals time.
Are they still an outside chance to finish third, do you think?
They are. I don't think they will, because I think there's still a couple of very quality sides in the competitions that are just that little bit further ahead of them. And that showed when Darley played North City the last time. So they're sort of not quite in that bracket of the Redan, Sunbury, North City. But look, they're certainly gonna give it a nudge, that's for sure. But I don't think they will finish top 3.
And Ballarat played East Point on the weekend. I'm sure you were at the game, and Ballarat's form was pretty disappointing. I would have thought they've seemed to drop away a little bit over the last couple of weeks. I'm not too sure what it might be, but can you put a finger to it?
No, I can't, and it's very frustrating to watch. The performance on the weekend was probably one of the most disappointing performances I reckon I've seen from our side in the last 5 or 6 years that I've been at the club. And look, everyone down at the footy club knows that. They're going to have to work pretty hard to get themselves out of this little hole that they've dug for themselves. They're now going to finish in 6th position, maybe even 7 if they can't beat sides like Bacchus Marsh and Sebastopol, and their current form would suggest that they're going to struggle against those two teams as well. But look, hopefully they can have the rest this week and then get over those two sides.
You think they'll beat Sebastopol and Bacchus Marsh? If they can't beat those sides, they don't deserve to put
They don't, exactly. Exactly. But they will finish 6th. They're 2 games away from 5th position. So they're going to come up against whoever finishes in 3rd, and they're going to have their hands full for that first final.
Yeah, and North City had another good win on the weekend. I was actually at this game, and in trying conditions at the Wendouree Reserve, and I was on a go of rugby in the end. You couldn't tell who was who, and look, they jumped them in the first quarter. North City, they kicked 6 goals to nothing in the first quarter, and there was 4 goals kicked for the remaining 3 quarters. So, Lake Wendouree, they've got a very young side, and they just need to keep improving, and hopefully they can get a win or 2 before the end of the season. But North City's form has been really good of late, and I'm sure they'll feature well into September.
Yeah, look, and the ground situation, it has been in the news this week, and it's something that's worth discussing, I think. Look, it is disappointing that our grounds have deteriorated to the state that they currently are in, but it's also important to recognise the work that the local council are doing in obviously getting their grounds up to a certain standard to make sure that we can actually play on them on a weekly basis. So the council staff are doing a fantastic job. Greg Spratley and his team have been super. We really appreciate everything that they do for our competition, and obviously the grounds and getting them to a playable standard. And if we didn't have them, we'd have more grounds out of action. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. So they're doing a fantastic job. But look, all we can do is continue to lobby council to obviously try and put some more support back into the local competitions, and hopefully get some grounds redeveloped and turned into sand-based surfaces.
And all that, also the facilities as well. The away change rooms at Lake Wendouree are pretty ordinary, and everyone knows that. So hopefully in time those things can be rectified.
And council are aware of that, and look, hopefully we can work together over the coming years and start getting some action down there at the Wendouree Reserve, because everyone knows that it's definitely needed.
Yeah, Sunbury played Melton on the weekend, Nunny, and their form has been probably not as they would have liked it to have been the last month or so. Probably the last 3 weeks, I suppose you could say. But their win on the weekend was excellent, into the tune of 100 plus points. So Rick Hall will be pleased that his side was able to bounce back and really have a commanding victory.
Absolutely, and what a great way to answer the critics. Everyone's saying Sunbury's gone now, they dropped 2 games in a row, but you've got to understand that they had a lot of crucial players out of the side during that period as well, and it certainly did affect their performance. So They got a couple of those players back in on the weekend. Cameron McCabe,
Yeah.
Simon Clark was back into the side. So, they're really starting to get their momentum going, and they will build towards the finals now, and they'll be a very tough side to beat.
And Redan had another victory on the weekend, remain undefeated, beating Sebastopol at home. How can we fault their form so far? Will they have a lull in their season? I'm not too sure. Do you need to have a loss? I don't think so.
No.
You just remain undefeated and win the grand final if you're Redan. You don't need to, flirt with your form at all. I think they've got a couple of players to come back into the side as well. They had a few out of the weekend, so they're certainly the side to beat, and they'll, I suppose, look to improve their game even more leading into the finals, and hope to have a clean slate in the finals, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, really looking forward to their next encounter against Sunbury in a couple of weeks' time. I think that's next week down at Sunbury, so that's going to be a fantastic game and one to watch out for. I don't think Redan would be too concerned if they drop that game, obviously, because...
I think they would. I disagree. I think
You reckon they would?
Nah, for sure. They'll be dirty if they drop that game. I think you're going to any game wanting to win it. And if they, I'm sure they'll play Sunbury come finals time, so they wouldn't want Sunbury to have the edge over them come September, because they've lost a game to them during the home and away season. So
throw a spanner in the works for the competition if Sunbury did get up. So it'd be good for the competition if they did.
Oh, would they?
It'd be an interesting game. Some fair points you raise there.
Now this weekend is Bring a Blanket round Nutty in the BFL, so we encourage all people that come to the football this weekend to bring a blanket. As many people are aware, there's many homeless people in Ballarat that sleep outside every night of the week. So if this can sort of help them, and we will pass it on to the appropriate foundations and people in Ballarat, so that hopefully can make those people warmer at night. And if as many people as possible can bring a blanket to the footy this weekend, there'll be bins outside at every single gate. So there'll be a spot to place your blanket as you walk into the ground. So
fantastic cause this one, Braids, and one of the initiatives that you came up with yourself, mate. So fantastic idea, and hopefully everyone can get behind it.
For sure. Now the Zadie's Rainbow Foundation coloured shoelaces, Nutty. Tell us a bit more about that.
Round 17 we're going to be supporting Zadie's Rainbow Foundation, which is raising awareness for organ donation. So every single senior player across the BFL, the Central Highlands Footy League, and the Maryborough Castlemaine District Football League are going to be wearing coloured shoelaces in support of the foundation. And it's just a bit of a theme to raise the awareness of organ donation, and we're right behind the foundation. And we've got we're lucky enough to have Brad Sewell, the superstar from the Hawthorn Football Club, who's an ambassador of the foundation. We're going to do a bit of promotion and a bit of media work with Brad in the week leading up to round 17. So keep your eye out for that one.
For sure, now, it's a great, as you said, it's a great thing, and great to have a high profile, local boy involved in the foundation as well.
Sully's right into this sort of stuff, and he's very passionate about it, and we're looking forward to catching up with him.
Now the netball from last weekend, Nate, another big weekend of action. I'll just read through the results very quickly. Darley 46 defeated Melton South 21. East Point 64 defeated Ballarat 37. Lake Wendouree 78 defeated North City 20. Melton 60 defeated Sunbury 13, and Redan 57 defeated Sebastopol 20. So some good wins there to the top few teams in the competition. At the moment, Lake Wendouree sitting on top of the ladder. East Point sitting second, one game behind Lake Wendouree. In third position is Redan, one game behind East Point in second. So one game separating the top three sides. We move down to fourth, Melton, whose form has been great this year, on 40 points. And then in fifth is Darley, and sixth is Bacchus Marsh. So actually outside the six at the moment is Ballarat. Some really big games coming up in the next few weeks, Dave. I think it starts this weekend with, in round 15 with Darley and Bacchus Marsh.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge game.
Bacchus Marsh form's been, I reckon, disappointing this year for a side that sort of was a contender last year. They've been disappointed with the way things have panned out this year so far. And this game's a massive one, a local derby.
It is. It's a huge game. They beat Darley by 1 goal last time, so they'll want to be on their game. If they win this, they cement their spot in the top 6. If they lose, then they're back fighting it out with Ballarat for that 6th spot. We
move on to round 17 in a few weeks' time. I see a big game between Bacchus Marsh and Ballarat. Ballarat currently sit outside the 6. You'd think if Ballarat want to make the finals, this is the game they need to win.
Absolutely, and this only becomes a big game if Bacchus Marsh lose this week, so another huge challenge for Bacchus Marsh.
In the same round 17, East Point played Lake Wendouree, the top two sides. Lake Wendouree seem to be a fraction ahead of anyone else at the moment. Can East Point peak back the margin over the coming weeks?
I don't think they can. Lake Wendouree smashed them last time, so East Point will have to be on their game if they're going to knock off the Lakers.
In round 18, Lake Wendouree played Redan. Obviously, Redan winning last year's premiership, beating Lake Wendouree. And Redan's form probably dropped away a little bit this year.
Yeah, but this time last year, Redan had the same results against Lake Wendouree, and they built in the final series to actually overcome Lake Wendouree in the grand final. So, are we going to see something similar like that? Time will tell.
Big final series coming up for the netball as well. Now, only the AFL Nines last Sunday, mate. It was a great occasion at Telstra Dome. A few of us involved who work for the BFL in the office here played, and also a few different players and reps from different clubs around the BFL played as well. And everyone who played really enjoyed it. AFL Nines is a modified game of footy that it's
supposed to be no contact, bro. Is that right?
Females can play as well. Yeah, no contact, Nanny. I just forgot about that rule for a split second, and
how many weeks did you got for smacking Carlo behind
the ears? I took the early plea, and I didn't have any carryover points, so it was all right. But no, it was a great day, and the idea of the day was to try and promote AFL Nines amongst the people in the BFL, and hopefully during the summer this year we can start up an AFL Nines competition.
It's a great way to keep fit, isn't it? Like to run around and with your mates, and obviously no contact, so it's easy on the body. And, just a fantastic concept.
Yeah, and hopefully if the competition does get up and running, hopefully we not only encourage footy clubs but also businesses to be involved as well. People don't even play footy. It's a great way for them to be involved in the game as well. So I'm sure you'll hear more about that over the coming months. And only the football preview for next week. Darley v Bacchus Marsh, mate.
Huge game this one. Obviously Darley in fantastic form. Bacchus Marsh, they normally play well against Darley, so it'll be interesting to see how they come up against them this weekend. Now this was a big game when they played each other early in the season because Darley weren't travelling so well and Bacchus Marsh was sort of up and about and competitive around that time.
Yep.
The Marsh have fallen away a bit since then. Obviously they've got a very young list, so it's a big game for them to try and restore a bit of pride within their camp. But look, I think Darley will be too good.
And like when Red played Melton, this game's been moved to the Eastern Oval, which is great for everyone involved. I'm sure both sides will enjoy playing on the great surfaces of the Eastern Oval. And look, like Wendouree, I think they give themselves an outside chance here at home. Or when I say at home, up in Ballarat. They'd be certainly keen to get the 4 points after a disappointing game last week.
Yeah, look, both sides will be sniffing a victory here. I think Melton's probably playing the better football at the moment, so I think they've probably got their noses in front, probably going to this one as slight favourites, but working in Lake Windouree's favour is that Melton traditionally don't play that well when they come up to Ballarat, so that falls into the hands of Lake Windouree, and I think the Lakers will just scrape over the line.
We spoke about the East Point and Ballarat game before. We spoke a fair bit about Ballarat. We didn't speak much about East Point.
Yeah, they're flying.
They're flying, and they play Sebastian Pilot at Dick Fleming Oval this week.
Marty
Bush Reserve, whatever it's called. And so, look, East Point, Dan Jordan's in great form up forward, and he's been getting pretty good support from some younger players around him as well. So, I think they'll be too strong for Sebastian, eh?
I think they will, and Sebastopol obviously wearing their pink jumpers this weekend and have got their big reunion on down in the Marty Bush Reserve this week, so if you're a past player or anyone who used to be involved with the Sebas Footy Club, by all means get down and have a look at this game because it'll be a ripper. But look, I think Dan Jordan's in super form. He killed Ballarat last weekend, and look, he's just too good of a focal point for the Kangaroos, and I think they'll win quite comfortably.
Yep, for sure. And Melton South plays Sunbury at Melton South's home ground. I think Sunbury would be too strong here, Nunny.
They will. This game's obviously been played on the Saturday too, originally scheduled for Sunday, but
right.
It's definitely been played on the Saturday at the Melton Recreation Reserve. So, look, a big game for Melton South. You know, they're running out of chances to break back into the top six. Yep. Ballarat have the bye this weekend, who are one game ahead of them at the moment. They drop this, that puts them 2 games behind with 3 to play, so it would be hard to see them getting up from there, but look, I'm sure they'll give Sunbury a run for their money like they did early on in the season. They only lost by 8 points. It was a great effort, but on the smaller ground, Sunbury got bigger bodies. I think they'll win quite comfortably.
Now, the McDonald's Mark and Goal of the Year nominations, mate. There hasn't been too many marks. Any marks from last weekend come in?
Yeah, we got one from big Jake Edwards from the Darley Footy Club. He took a hanger on the weekend, so that was fantastic. So if we've got any more marks and goals, by all means, send them in. We'd love to see them.
The BFL scores up. I'm sure everyone have promoted this, long and hard enough throughout the season. I'm sure that
get on your
everyone's
mobile.
Jumped on the website and downloaded the iPhone to their iPhone homepage or desktop screen. So it's a great thing. Check the scores as the games are going live each Saturday. Bunny, thanks for joining us on the BFL Footy Show again, mate.
No worries, mate. Thanks for hosting again.
What about yourself? You any chance of making a return anytime soon, or?
It's not on the cards at this stage, mate, but we'll see what happens.
The golf membership could be coming.
It could get a bit of a hiding,
Very good.
I think. So.
Thanks very much for joining us on the BFL Footy Show once again. And as always, this show is proudly supported by McDonald's, Ballarat and Ballarat Toyota. And Gilly, we know you always watch, mate, so good on you, mate. Bye for now.